I pay 600 models per month on average, 3,500 over the course of a year. Out of those 600 models, most of them have a 6-figure following, but only a small amount have 7 figures or 8 figures. What's the difference? There's pretty girls and hot guys that can all do the same things, but there's a difference in. And every single day, I get 25, 50, 100, sometimes 200, 300, 400 messages about investing into a company. And every day, I get to look like a really nice guy because I say yes. Do you know how I say yes and why I'm so bold at saying yes over and over and over? It's because they're never going to do anything. I say, yes, great. Send me your business plan. Here's my email address. I say it every day. 25, 50, 100 times in a day. I can't respond to thousands and thousands of messages all the time, but I try to get through at least 50 to 100 every single day just to at least keep the number relatively low. And I literally copy and paste to them because I know how many messages I'm going to get about investing into a company. Out of the thousands and thousands and thousands of people that message me about investing, how many do you think send me a business plan if I ask for it? It rhymes with 0. Unless somebody sends me the business plan up front, nobody in 5 years that said they were going to send me a business plan ever did. I'm not talking about thousands. Thousands and thousands a year. For 5 years of me actively saying, I would like to invest in companies, 0. The people that start off with a business plan, they have a huge advantage because I know they actually went through the steps to do something. Do you know how much it costs to build a business plan? It also rhymes with 0. You know how hard it is to build a business plan? Not at all. Because there's so many websites and applications you can use to help you make your business plan. And you don't need to have some 80-page business plan. And I also don't want to see your financials because they're BS. You're just guessing. There is no business that said, okay, we're going to do 400,000 this year, 1 million next year, 2 million next year. It's physically impossible. There are so many different conditions of how those numbers happen, whether it's app downloads, sales, tanning salon, fitness product, selling TVs, selling pink sweaters. Doesn't matter what you're doing, you cannot and will not guesstimate from start or pre-start to year 1, 2, and 3. You probably won't even have the same business model on year 2 or 3. You probably won't sell pink sweaters along the way. You'll start selling blue and unicorn and all these other things along the way. It's unlikely you'll still be just selling pink sweaters or just the same fitness product. So it's impossible for you to be guessing. First of all, you're just guessing, but it's possible to guess when you literally don't know what's going to happen on month 6, 12, 18, 24, et cetera. The way that financials actually work and the way that business financials can be forecasted is after you've done a year or 2. Then you can guess. You're still guessing, but then at least you're educated guessing. Back here, when it's just an idea in your head, when you're just like, you know what, I'm going to sell pink sweaters, or I'm going to sell unicorn toothbrushes. Back then, when it's an idea, and then you're researching the industry, and you're seeing what everybody else does, people always compare themselves to the top leader in the industry. Do you know how many pitches I get that they're going to be the Uber for this and Uber for that, and if I just get 1% of the market, I just need 1% of this $18 trillion zillion market, we're going to be huge. It's not physically possible. So, why does this part matter to you? You guys are going to continue to get wealthier, more famous, and more connected in your industry. If you're going to be a millionaire, please raise your hand. We have a 100% success rate in this room. Here's the secret about being a millionaire. You are going to get bombarded by your friends, family, followers, and strangers all the time. And it's going to get easier and easier and easier for them to get a hold of you to ask you for favors. They're going to ask you for your time, for your money, for your resources. You have to mentally be prepared for that. And you have to put yourself in a position to protect against your time, your money, and your resources unless it's valuable or you know that they're going to follow through. If you know your nephew's going to follow through, it's okay to loan them $500 or set them up with a job or help them with something. That's okay. But if they're the person that's not going to do the business plan, it's way better for everybody in the relationship to say no at the beginning. All right, so this one's weird for me every time because of my age. Literally nothing existed a decade ago. Everything in our phones we take for granted. And this list is actually like, should be the size of this whole entire wall, because there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds more companies that nobody existed. No, nothing. We take it completely for granted. We think it's just normal for Amazon to ship to us 4 minutes after we order, and cars show up like strangers pick us up, and that's normal. Imagine if you told your grandma that a stranger was going to pick you guys up. And then you're going to go somewhere and you're going to use TaskRabbit and somebody's going to come inside and fix your desk. And you're going to order Postmates and another stranger is going to show up. And then you're going to go to an Airbnb and stay in a stranger's house. I promise you, you and your grandma are not leaving the house ever again. So what's important about this is we haven't even scratched the surface. All of these people, all the top executives here, all their investors, all the people in Silicon Valley that became bazillionaires over all these companies, they mostly invest in similar sized companies. So the compounding effect is going to get really crazy in 2020, 2021, 2022, because when these were built, we weren't that fancy yet. We all think our stuff is cool and fast. Internet is not fast yet. Like, the fact that we still have to like type in our info to check out on stuff is crazy. The fact that we still go to banks from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. only on weekdays to do a wire transfer that takes 24 hours, are you crazy? Like, we have not scratched the surface of the basic things that we can already do. The banking system is ridiculous. The fact that I send money on a Friday at 3 p.m. won't get there till Monday, are you crazy? It's instant. It's purposefully done that way. They purposefully make so much money on the interest because if billions of dollars take an extra 3 days and you make even 0.1% on billions, it's a lot of money. But the mere fact that we think that banks are going to stay that way at some point, when somebody, one of those guys that's really, really rich says, you know what, okay, like if Square or Cash App or Stripe comes out, they're like, okay, PayPal, these guys come together and make the actual bank that should be out there, that's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Banks are open when we're at work. That's insane. Like, this will change, and it will change really, really, really fast because everything we see will get compounded because now all the money in the world is really trying to disperse. What I mean by that is, I don't know if you notice whenever you're on TechCrunch or the news, you see all these VC funds raise their 4th fund and their 5th fund and their 6th fund, and it's $1 billion and $2 billion. Now they raise $8 billion 4 months after they just raised $4 billion. You know why? You know, like Lime and Bird and those stupid scooters are getting these 1 or 2 billion valuations when they can never make money? Let me give you a quick breakdown. Let's go down the rabbit hole real quick. These scooters, it's 25 cents a mile. They only go 24 miles. Do some math with me. 24 miles at 25 cents is $6. At max, this $1,000 scooter can make $6 a day. If somebody rides it to the end till perfection, rides it and puts it down and maxes out, it can only make $6. Hold on. Every night, humans come by in pickup trucks to pick up those scooters to recharge them. They get paid $5 a day. Can anybody do math with me real quick? $6 max. They have to pay $5 every night for people to pick those up. So their max is $1 a day. $1 a day, if everything was perfect, is $365 in a year. You have to pay taxes, so you can't make all $1. Do you know how much repairs are on a $1,000 scooter? A lot. Do you know how many of those are stolen or thrown in dumpsters or thrown in the street? A lot. Do you know how much they have to pay staff and all their fancy executives? A lot. Why did I go down that rabbit hole? Because those companies just started a few years ago are getting a 200 million valuation, a 1 billion, a 2 billion, and like, oh my God, they're amazing. They will never make money. The reason for this is the VCs are gambling on the fact that the next person is going to pay a higher valuation. The guys that put in at 200 million on month 5, who's actually insane, they're rich. They did it. They're right. They're right on the fact that that company will get, that's what the bet is, that 200 million valuation will be 1 billion or 2 billion. But here's the crazy part. all those VCs and all those investors and all those angel investors and all those rich people on that list, that won't scratch the surface for them. They need 10 or 20 or 30 different successes like that to bring a return to the fund. I'm speaking about this because it's going to get really interesting this year and next year. Those funds and all those companies going public and all those C-level people making bazillions of dollars are getting way too rich. I'm not saying in a bad way, not like, I'm saying that they're going to be investing in a lot of companies, and money is not going to be the issue for you guys to raise money for your companies. Money is definitely not going to be the issue to sell your products, your info products, your subscription boxes, whatever it is you're working on. Money is not going to be the issue because the internet itself, all the social media platforms, all the e-commerce you hear about is this big compared to the world. When we are like, oh my God, there's 2 billion people on Facebook, that's amazing. Let's do some math. There's almost 8 billion humans in the world. 2 billion of them don't have running water or electricity. At some point they will. This will get fixed. But let's remove that. 6 billion and 2 billion are on the biggest platform in the world. Instagram's at 1, TikTok's at 1.2, and the rest of them are in the 9-figure range. Those numbers sound huge, like, oh my God, 1 billion on Instagram. That means only 1 in 6. What happens when India and Asia and South America get good internet? You will have half the free world joining platforms that they never experienced before. And then it gets really interesting. Because those people, remember when we first got the internet, we're like, it's like the Wild Wild West. You're like, oh my God, I'm so excited, clicking on everything and going, you're buying everything you can. That's going to be them. You're going to have billions of humans that want to learn and consume content, that want to follow. Now, yes, some of them are in third world countries. They're not going to come in and spend a bunch of money. But they will be consuming content, engaging content, because anybody that can't afford to spend has a lot of time on their hands to consume content and be interactive. But then you have the middle class and upper class that are spending a ton of money. They are going to buy info products. They are going to buy subscription boxes. They are going to buy CBD, pink sweaters, fitness products, etc. So you have to be physically prepared for that because it's happening really fast. The internet is getting way faster. More and more platforms are making it easier so that anybody that wants to start a company can start it really, really quickly from their mobile phone. So this is why you want to embed yourself into the internet, because you don't know where they're going to come from. You don't know what country they're going to come from. You don't know what platform they're going to come from. You want to be omnipresent. You don't know if they like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Snapchat. You don't know what they like. Free, 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 free. You want to own your digital real estate on every single social media platform. I actually sent a group chat to my entire staff and to a bunch of friends that said, hey, go make an account on Byte, B-Y-T-E. It just launched yesterday. It doesn't matter if it takes off or not. You want to own your screen names. It's digital real estate. You want to own your kids' screen names and the people around you, because you don't want somebody to end up being an axe murderer or a professional bowler that has your screen name. Because every time somebody Googles you, which is every freaking day, literally everybody you meet is going to Google you, just so you know. They're going to look at your social media, or they're going to Google you, or both. It's never nothing. It's always one or the other, or both. But it's never zero. And because of that, you want to be very Googleable. You want to look clean on social media, easy to find, on every platform. Because you don't know if that person Googling you or looking for you on social media loves Twitter, or Facebook, or Instagram, or LinkedIn. You don't know which platform they like. But you don't want to miss that opportunity, because that could be a potential client to you, or an investor, or a partner, or just an avid follower. But if you're not on LinkedIn, and that's where they want to look for you, and that's the place that they like to be, you lose. You don't even know you lost. What if I looked you up? I met you at Jason Capital's High Status Summit Conference, and you're like, Dan, I'm a real estate agent, blah, 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 I do fourplexes. Great. I go back to my house, I look you up on my phone, I'm on LinkedIn, you're not there. I wanted to buy 2 fourplexes from you. You don't even know that you missed out on 3 to 6% commission on 2 $800,000 fourplexes. Do you know what 3 to 6% is on 800,000? It's $24,000 to $48,000 twice. You realize you just missed out on $48,000 to $96,000 in commission while you're at home watching Netflix, because I can't find you. Do you think I'm going to keep looking like, oh, I better go find that kid from High Status Summit, I'm going to go to this platform and that platform? No. I'm going to go to where I live. I'm going to go to the ones that I like. And if you're not there, we can't play together. So you want to embed yourself into the internet. So your bio, your photo, should look the same across every single platform. Do not get cute with this. Very, very serious. If you're wearing a pink sweater or a yellow shirt on one profile, it should be on every single profile the same. And if at any point you want to change that picture, that's fine. Change it on every single platform. Here's why. There's 600, 700, 800, I don't even know how many humans in this room right now. What does that mean? We all see 6, 7, 800 people. We see their faces. And then we get into our cars and we drive, and we're going by thousands and thousands of logos. We see on average 3,500 logos per day. You don't feel it. Right now, just looking right here, I can see bottles of water, coffee, books, clothing, Nike, Adidas. I can see all these different brands just on this little segment right here. There's like 20 or 30 logos just right here that I can see. But peripherally, there's logos on the electronics, on the TV, on this, on this, on this. See where I'm going? Because of that, our minds are bombarded by logos and faces. If our minds are bombarded by logos and faces, you've got to make it easy for us to remember you. If I see you wearing the yellow shirt here at the High Status Summit, and then later I'm online, I'm scrolling through Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, or whatever, and you're wearing red, I will not remember that's you. And you should not be offended. I should be offended that you think I should remember you. I saw 600 humans' faces today, just in one room. Then I went to college, then I go to here, then I walk there, then I go into the grocery store. You guys are seeing hundreds of humans times 7 days. Let's call it times 30. If you see, even just 100 or 200 a day, that's 3,000 to 6,000 faces you see a day, not counting Netflix and TV and movies, etc. 3,000, 6,000 a month times 12 is 36,000 to 72,000 faces in a year that you see and you don't even think about it. So you have to make it easy for that moment when we do see you. You have that same yellow shirt on. You have the same bio. And your bio has to be in the same order too. You got to make everything super easy. If you're like house mom with 4 children, I'm a real estate agent in Southern California, I wrote the book on this and this, here's my website. That same exact bio, if you started off by saying I wrote the book on this and this, house mom before, that you might lose us. You have to make it trigger automatically, just like that. Remember that game like Memory? Like, oh yeah, it's the guy with the glasses and the beard. You have to make it just that simple because we're scrolling really fast. Think about how fast you scroll on social media, right? Or because of that, you have to make it really easy because if I'm swiping and I don't see your yellow shirt, you lose. And once I swipe past you or swipe past you, there ain't no going back. All right, so content is king. Obviously, Jason Capital is the king of content. He's the best person to watch on how consistent he's doing it and how many different ways he's doing it. Different venues, different styles, professional videos, captions, selfie videos, on an island, in an office, in a boardroom, in a restaurant. It's perfect. You know what's great about it is? It doesn't cost much either. Almost all of that type of content can be done from your phone. Everybody thinks you have to have 15 videographers like Gary Vee. You don't need it because his best performing content is from his phone. Just go look at his posts. When you have a video that feels like a commercial, people automatically, they feel like you're trying to sell them something, and they usually block it, or they're defensive, or they scroll by it. The reason you see Tai Lopez, Gary Vee, a lot of people do videos from their phone is because we feel more comfortable to dive inside and come inside their house and watch. We don't feel like they're selling us in that moment because it's just casual. They're in their t-shirt, just here in their garage, like you just feel comfortable there. But if that same, let's use that example. If that same here in my garage video looked like an actual ad, it wouldn't have the 1.4 billion minutes watched that it does. It felt casual because you just felt like you're walking around a garage with him. And you saw his books, and you saw the car, you walked around. You just felt like you're friends with him. You're just inside. But if that same video came back here, and it was with a professional camera, and he's like, hi, I'm here in my garage, and you start walking through, and it's got captions, and the books are all perfect, and they're all glistening, and there's little graphics coming on, we would skip through that ad so fast because we know it's a commercial, we know it's an ad. People end up watching that video 53 minutes long sometimes. They just are in the rabbit hole with him. They're walking around the garage and going through the backyard and because it feels comfortable. I say that because you don't need fancy videographers to make your content. It's nice if you want to have edited videos, but you can send that to an editor. You can literally take videos from your phone and send it to an editor. What you have to do is create the content. That's what's critical. If you create content it turns into followers, money, clients, investors, friends, relationships, and everything in between, and it rarely costs anything. Because most of the content you create is things you were going to do anyways. You were already going to come to the High Status Summit anyways. Make a bunch of videos. Take some photos. Every Sunday, you and your boys play basketball at 12 o'clock. You're going to go there anyways. Make some videos. I'll give you an example. 4 years ago, there was a kid on Instagram named Dribble Too Much. He was friends with the professor. And he kept messaging me. He had like 40,000 followers. And he was like, Dan, I want to come out there. I got to learn from you. I'm going to come out to LA. I'm going to train some people. I'm going to do like a boot camp out there, a basketball boot camp. I already got 16 kids signed up for $40. It's going to be great. And he kept messaging me. I'm like, dude, I get so many messages. I can't right now. But he was persistent. And then he got to like 35 people that were going to buy this $40 thing. So he's going to make $1,400, enough for his flight and food, etc. I was like, okay, fine. You can stay at my house. You can sleep on the couch or the extra room. That's fine. Just stay for a couple days. Obviously, a couple days turned into 4 months. But in that process, when he was out there training these kids, I said, okay, what we're going to do is every night you've got to message at least 20 to 50 NBA players and business people that you want to train their kids in basketball. So he starts messaging everybody. And then Gilbert Arenas, NBA player, and some guy named Diddy both say, you know what? Train my kids. Okay. I say, wait, before you tell them how much you charge, do the first session for free. I'll go with you. So we go to Diddy's house, we go to the backyard, and he's training his kids. I'm literally sitting on the floor, just like filming, and I'm working on my phone. They're dribbling away on my phone. I make a video, I film them. I make 3 or 4 videos that day. Nothing happens. He posts the videos. He goes from 45,000 to 46, nothing much. Diddy ends up hiring us, not us, but him. I go back every once in a while, because he doesn't have a car, he's just staying at my house. I don't mind. Drop him off. I'll work outside in the car. See how it's all calm as I'm talking? And then one day, Dan! His phone melts. Some guy named Diddy posted a video of him in his backyard training his kids. From 46,000 to $250,000. What happens when Diddy posts you? Oh, the other celebrities and athletes see it. Then somebody named Steph Curry, he hires him. There's this other rapper, I think his name is Drake, he hired him. And then things started to really get interesting. Because now, his camps go from $40 to $60, from 20 to 30 kids to hundreds of kids. He has no overhead, he has a basketball. So we can do some math together. That's his overhead, it's $24, one time. Now, 4 years later, he makes 6 figures, if not 7 figures. He's in the Jordan commercial with Steph Curry. We were at a bowling alley on his birthday a few months ago, and while we're bowling, I see the same holy shit situation. Holy shit, holy shit. And he holds up his phone, and Drake posted a video of them saying, happy birthday at Dribble Too Much. I would legitimately spend $1 million on that post. Because it's not just the fact that Drake has a bazillion followers, it's that he has all the relevant followers too. I spent $14 to $18 million with the Kardashians last 2 years for posts because it's huge branding-wise. I would have happily spent, sincerely, $250,000 to $1 million for a post like that. He got it naturally. Drake didn't tell him. It just happened. Why does that story matter? Because 4 years ago, he was sleeping on my couch. I pay 600 models per month on average, 3,500 over the course of a year. Out of those 600 models, most of them have a 6-figure following, but only a small amount have 7 figures or 8 figures. What's the difference? There's pretty girls and hot guys that can all do the same things, but there's a difference in making the content, making it consistently. One of my friends in here, Jessie, she has 7 million followers. Every single day, she's posting content on her main page and Instagram stories with inspirational quotes. There's sexy pictures in between, but then there's real life, there's business, there's real estate, there's going to live events, and you feel like you're part of her life. Most influencers, or most models, male and female, they only post their perfect picture when they're like, "Arr." They only post those moments, and it becomes numb. Nobody is hot 16 times in a row. Nothing looks good 16 times in a row. Nothing is funny 16 times in a row. If you just do the exact same content over and over and over, people become numb to it. There's only so many times your followers can do like fire, fire, fire emoji. You look so hot, babe. Like there's a limiting amount that people can do if you don't mix up your content. What she does so well is there's inspirational quotes, there's business, there's life, there's real things to feel like you're part of a story. You feel like part of her life. So if you watch guys like Nick Bateman, he's got 6 or 7 million followers also. Fascinating character, because you're watching him and his newborn son, you're watching him swing around a bow staff, you're watching him go try out for acting. So when an ad happens, it's okay. Too many influencers make every single post an ad, and we become numb to it. The followers become numb to it. Your content is king. The content is what's critical to make people feel a part of you. Because otherwise, there's thousands and thousands of options. There's thousands and thousands of other good-looking girls. There's tens of thousands of other good-looking guys. There's tens of thousands of other chefs or fitness instructors or insurance agents or makeup artists that they could go follow. Do you know why makeup artists have hands down, far and away, the highest rates in the world for social media posts? Because they start all their videos barefaced, explaining the entire process from the beginning. And so the girls and boys following them feel comfortable watching them. They feel like they are not hidden behind fancy makeup and everything's got to be perfect. That content is what makes those beauty influencers have the most engaged audience in the world, and it's not close. I pay makeup artists here, fitness influencers here, and then there's everybody else. It's not close. And it's strictly because the content makes people feel comfortable.
Why would a millionaire show you how to have a full-time paycheck without having a job at all? It's because I just wrote my brand new book. It's called Screw Jobs. It's totally free, no strings attached. You hit the link below. You can download it for free right now in 2 seconds if you want. And here's the thing. See, I have never had a job in my entire life, yet I became a millionaire when I was 24 years old. In the last 12 months, I've helped over 150 people from over 60 countries begin to earn a full-time income as well without having a job. This is the digital age. We don't need jobs to live life on our terms and do the things that we want. So if you want to get my brand new book, it's completely free for the rest of today. Just hit the link below. You'll get it in literally less than a minute. And part of this book, by the way, was dedicated to my college professor who told me I would never amount to anything. So if there's anyone in your life doesn't believe in you, doubts you, says you can't do it, get this book and let's show them what you truly are capable of.